If you have a good handle on your horse's disposition, if you know kind of where he falls on the spectrum of flighty, anxious, bold, challenging, or honest, if he has you know where he falls on a spook, then you can start looking at the different levels of Myler. So a level 1 Myler horse, to be honest, level 1 refers to maximum tongue pressure, and we haven't really ever found a horse that really requires a level 1 mouthpiece. We make them. We make them and we sell them because people are very familiar with them, and ours are more comfortable than standard traditional level 1 bits. But at the end of the day, it's a lot of tongue pressure, and most horses, even at their worst, don't need this degree of tongue pressure. So a level 1 horse, maybe would be a super green horse with just a really, really challenging, bold personality that does need a little bit more tongue pressure, but even then, we probably would direct you to a level 2 mouthpiece. And the reason we would do that is the level 2 mouthpiece, in particular the 04, will act just like a level 1 mouthpiece, but give him some tongue relief. And a lot of times it's counterintuitive to say, my horse behaves badly, my horse is not obedient, so I need to give him more tongue relief. But at the end of the day, the resistance is usually causing a lot of the bad behavior. So if you can relieve the resistance and relieve the cause of the resistance, then a lot of times you'd be surprised at what a nice horse you have. So if you start with level 2, it's a very safe place to start. You can start a horse in this as a young horse that's never been bitted. You can start a horse that you don't know very well, you have no history on, and you're not sure what he's been ridden in before. You can start a horse that maybe has been laid off for a long time and hasn't been under saddle for a while, and you're not sure how he's going to act. It's a really safe place to start because it does act like a single jointed mouthpiece, but it's a little bit more comfortable, and it does introduce the concept of a little bit of tongue relief without going too far. At a level 2-3 or a level 3 horse, level 2-3 would be a nice horse that has learned a lot, that you know quite well, that maybe you're doing a specific discipline with, and you know that he needs some tongue relief, but you know that he also needs a lot of handling because of whatever discipline you're doing, whether it's barrel racing or roping or reining. And so the level 2-3 mouthpieces is quite a large category, and they offer lots of different degrees of tongue relief. These 3 examples here, just to organize them. So this would be at the low end of level 2, meaning it offers a little bit of tongue relief, but not very much in the way of tongue pressure. This is the 06 mouthpiece. The 36 mouthpiece is the forward tilt, and it's right in the middle of level 2-3, and it's a really nice mouthpiece for a good-minded horse that's learning his job, still needs to be handled, but you don't want to overhandle him. It's a really nice mouthpiece for speed events because it will afford a lot of tongue relief, but it will still use a little bit of tongue pressure for that added communication. And then the correctionals, this is one example, also popular with speed events or events where there's intricate maneuvers like reining. The correctionals will provide a really quick response, but still give some tongue relief. And then a level 3 horse is going to be a horse that requires very little, if any, handling. A level 3 horse, if he's a performance horse, is going to be a finished horse. He knows his job, he's very trustworthy, and the communication that you're giving him is primarily seat and legs and less about the bit than it is about your seat and leg aids. In a trail horse, this would be the kind of horse that can go out safely by himself. He can ride alone, he can execute obstacles with no problems, he has really good self-control, and he's very obedient. And that would be a level 3 horse. So you kind of find your horse on the spectrum and then go to the level that you think is most appropriate, and then look for the mouthpiece within that level that you think will afford the tongue relief he needs and the tongue pressure that he does or doesn't need. The important thing is to consider the bit you're using now with the horse, because you don't want to make a lateral move. So if you're riding in a level 1 mouthpiece like this, then going to a Myler level 1 mouthpiece might give you a little bit of short-term relief from the bit resistance because it's more comfortable. But mechanically, because they work the same, you're making a lateral move, and ultimately your horse is going to start resisting that pressure, that tongue pressure. So you always want to go to the next level. If you feel you're having bit resistance and there's an issue, then look at the bit you're currently riding in and go to the next level to consider a new bit. So for example, if you're riding in a correctional within a level 2-3, so if you look at this bit and you think it looks familiar to the bit you're riding in and you're getting tongue pressure, you're getting bit resistance, then look at either a level 2-3 bit that doesn't collapse or a level 3 bit that offers more tongue relief.